morning, it's Mark Leibovit. It's Monday, October 5th, and this is a Leibovit VR tutorial here on Metastock. As a reminder, please check in at our new Wall Street Raw radio program on gcnlive.com, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern. That's George, Charlie, Nancy, live, live.com, Wall Street Raw radio program. Here at VRTrader.com, we do offer a series of newsletters and products. We'll get to that later in the broadcast. Metastock offers my volume reversal toolkit, which comprises 3 versions of the volume reversal indicator: the sequential, the directional, and the 2-day. Here on these videos, I use the sequential, which shows all positive and negative volume reversals. The directional filters out repetitive volume reversals, and the 2-day is based on the premise that following a positive or negative VR, you tend to get movement in that respective direction for a couple of trading days. A free trial is offered for the volume reversal toolkit, and after that, I believe the rate is $99 a month. So let's jump into the charts here. Interesting situation on Friday for Wynn Resorts, WYNN, and Las Vegas Sands. Let's jump over back to the news story, and then we'll get back to the charts. Basically what happened, the Chinese government pledged support for the Macau economy, which had been in a tailspin, pretty much a result of Chinese restrictions over the past year or so in terms of their concern about the, I guess, the sin and vice that was going on in the Macau area. So a little bit of restraint there on the part of the government, discouraging investment, discouraging travel to Macau, and now apparently maybe the Chinese are able to pick up a bunch of shares in these stocks, and now they're going to come out and manipulate them higher. We already know the Chinese have been very aggressive here in the last couple of months, manipulating their market, preventing stocks from trading, shutting down the market, on and on and on, just to try to boost this sagging Chinese stock market. So I'm assuming it's a bit of a conspiratorial situation, but whatever the case, they came out. Li Sang, the head of the Chinese government's liaison office in Macau, said the central government is considering plans, quote, to support Macau's economy in all aspects. What else happened? Well, South Korea to issue 2 more casino licenses, and this also came out, and this could possibly aid Wynn and Las Vegas Sands as well. So 2 interesting stories here. So what happened technically? Well, let's go jump back to the charts. In the case of Wynn, I'm going to pull up the monthly chart. You may be familiar with this, but I'm just going to give you a bit of a summary. On the monthly chart, we're looking at a stock that essentially topped out at $248 a share back at the end of March 2014, and dropped all the way down to $50, about $51 a share this past week. Obviously, if we were to revert back to the mean, we've got a lot of potential here up to the 50-month moving average. If we go over to the weekly chart, you can see the 50-week moving average is about this 120 level. And let's go back to the daily chart. The 50-day moving average is around 80. Certainly a stock that's dropped this many points has potential for a sharp technical rally. I don't believe everything occurred on Friday. A positive volume reversal was formed, as you can see here. There's been some nice correlation with the negative VRs. So this is the first one in quite a while. And we do have a rising 533 stochastic, which, as you probably recall from my previous videos, I like to use as a confirming indicator. So there was the same pattern in Las Vegas Sands as you're seeing here in Wynn, so no need to put up that chart as well. But same pattern. We went long at VRTrader.com when it became apparent early in the session that a positive VR was being formed. We were monitoring the volume, as I encourage you to do for stocks that, or indexes you're trading or watching carefully. And when it became clear that the news story had triggered a spike here and volume was coming in and a VR would be formed, we decided to jump in. So as far as we're concerned, as long as the lows hold from the previous session, which was a Thursday session down there at 50.96, it's a good trade. Whether we'll get up to 80 or not, whether we'll pull back a little bit Monday and then continue to rally, I think there should be more follow through here. If we gap up and there's real strong movement to the upside, on Monday we'll probably ring the register on the positions we took at vrtrader.com on Friday. And if it sells off, well, we'll have to make a decision whether we just want to take whatever profit we have. But my thinking is it should move higher, so we're going to play that accordingly. That's pretty much our short-term strategy. Flipping back to vrtrader.com, we do offer several products. As you know, the silver, which is our daily market commentary, our platinum is that, plus specific recommendations such as we did in the WINN and LVS Las Vegas Sands on Friday. We have our Leibovit VR Gold Letter, which covers all natural resources, including gold. And of course, we have our VR Forecaster, which is our annual cyclical report, which we've been producing since 1987. This correctly called the decline in the Dow Jones this year, by the way. So it's something you want to buy. It's an annual report, comes out at the beginning of every year, once a year. The Vice Letter is our relatively new product here in the past 6 months, covering gaming, alcohol, tobacco, but with an emphasis on the new cannabis marijuana space. And of course, our book, The Trader's Book of Volume, The Definitive Guide to Volume Trading. You've got to get a copy. It's also available in Chinese, and that pretty much an encyclopedia of the major volume indicators, but of course we do cover a bit of the volume reversals. As a final reminder, Metastock is offering the Leibovit VR Volume Reversal Toolkit on a free trial, so I encourage you to check with Metastock or call Jeff Gibby over at Metastock, and I'm sure he'll be happy to help you accordingly. So appreciate you checking in, and we'll catch you on our next update. Thank you again.